Hello,
Good
everybody.
morning. Hi, everybody.
Mac from Evergreen, Colorado.
Hey, Mac. Good to see you,
Ronnie
buddy.
Thomas, Sibby.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hi, Jerry from Sheridan.
Sailings from Missouri.
Hey, Jerry.
Dalton.
Salines. Good to
Sandy
see you.
McFarland, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Hey, Sandy.
Anna Jersa from Clearwater, Minnesota.
Hey, Anna. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello, hello, Melissa from Gulfport.
New Hampshire.
Good to see everybody. Send out any
Hi,
last minute
everybody.
reminders. We'll get it kicked off in just a second. Hello, hello.
Hi, sneaking in from work, listening while I can.
Okay, in the broom closet. I remember those days when I was a principal. I'd get in the
Hello,
broom
Kathy
closet.
from Kamloops. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi, Kathy.
Coach, can you add another co-host? I'm not able to.
Yes. Who do we want to add?
Ashley Paulson.
Okay.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
I didn't ask her.
I
Okay.
didn't recognize Andrea.
That's
I'm
the best.
incognito. I'm actually at the
Ashley.
zoo with my kiddos and my parents today. So we're doing things a little different.
I don't see Ashley for some reason.
I'm right here.
Okay, I do now.
Thank you, Ashley.
He jumps around on me. Okay, you're a co-host now. She's like, I'm driving down the road. You guys made me a co-host. All right. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Happy Tuesday. All right. Well, we're after the hour now. So we still have a lot of people filling up the waiting room. So that's good. Last week, I hate I couldn't be with you. I was actually out of the country for a little bit. Good to see everybody. All right. I'm already recording and I should be live. So I think we're good. Hopefully I was able to do that. I'm steering the wheel of the mechanical makeup behind the scene, and that's not always good, so I hope I don't steer us into a wall. Good to see everybody. Happy Tuesday. Big waves to you. Big waves to you. Hopefully today it's a good one lined up for me as far as the prep for the chalk talk. So one thing that Andrea just got back from was she went out to an event in Las Vegas and spent some time with some top people from the industry and to just do some masterminding and brainstorming. And one of the things that I hope I can draw from this on the chalk talk today, and hopefully I can get some involvement from some people that have been there and done it that could share some things with you. But one of the things that I see Tracy Turnberg's coming in. One of the things that I hope this chalk talk session will do is it will build a even bigger belief for you in the network marketing profession, in building New Age, in building your business, and why now is a good time. Okay. I hope that everybody will walk away and, my prayer is you'll go, man, I'm glad I'm doing this. I see it. My belief's even a little bit higher after being on this chalk talk. Because let me tell you what I think, and I've been talking to Andrea about this since they had their event. One of the things that I'm seeing, I'm still tied a lot to the educational sector. In high school and in elementary, because that's what I did. That was my career. And one of the things that we're seeing in our youth after the last 2 years that we've been through with COVID is we're seeing a lot of emotional weakness. Emotional weakness. We're seeing a lot of, for 2 years, even our young kids sit at home. They sit at home and they played on their phones and they TikToked, and now they're coming back to school and they're more emotionally unstable than they were 5 years ago. And it's really sad. It's sad. And there's a lot of educators are fighting this battle right now. But then just being real, there's a lot of emotional weakness after the 2 years that we've been through in us as adults, in relationship building, in interacting with people. Because when you put someone in their home by themselves for a large period of time, without them even knowing they're becoming antisocial creatures, right? And what we're finding, and this is one of the big things of this event with people that make millions of dollars a year, is we gotta realize that we've got something really special here with network marketing. We got something really special here with New Age. Like we got to get our belief level to the highest, but then we got to be able to realize, man, the last 2 years have been tough in our emotional state, whether it's you on here or me. How many of you would agree with that? Like, if you were really honest with yourself, do you have a shorter fuse today than you did 5 years ago? Okay. Does people just get on your nerves? Maybe more so today than you did 5 years ago. And so that's emotional stability. So I'm going to talk about a couple of different things today, and I'm going to hopefully get some interaction. But the first thing we've got to do is we got to believe that New Age is the place for us, and the network marketing industry, although it's not perfect, it is a better way. It is a better way to create something special, because it's not if times are going to get lean, it's when. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a doom and gloom. This is hopefully going to build your belief and pat yourself on the back that this thing called network marketing is worth fighting for right now. Dig your well before you're thirsty, because we are looking at a future, possibly by the end of the year, of inflation that is going to be very high, to the point that some of us has never seen it where it's headed. And it's things like the network marketing industry and building New Age that's going to bring us, it's going to set us apart from the rest of the world, because we dug our well before we were thirsty. And here's where I'm going to go with it this morning. Recently, it hadn't been that long ago, I sold a piece of real estate. I'm very fortunate. I'm thankful for this profession, because it allowed me to make more money, spend less, invest the rest. And one of the things was real estate. And so, but recently I sold a piece of real estate, and I thought about this because the real estate agent, is there any real estate agents in here? Anybody? So it was actually two pieces of real estate, and it was back to back. And the real estate agent like was super excited, like steak dinner excited, because she had just made a huge commission. And it really got me thinking, because that's great. Like, that sale was great, but it wasn't residual. Like, she's not going to get that again and again and again and again for the sale of that one home. You understand? Like for the sale of those two pieces of property that I own, she got a commission. Congratulations. That is awesome. But she's not going to get it again and again and again off the sale of that same home, those same two homes. Does that make sense? But we're in a profession with New Age that we have a whole different dynamics if we'll look at it different. Like, there's no repeat business. And what I mean by repeat business, I mean, she's only going to make one commission off that one home. But think about what we do. And this is where I hope it builds your belief to like almost pat yourself on the back if you're working this business. Now, if somebody's just, I don't think you'd even be on this call if you were just being a spectator, meaning you're in it, but you're not working it. So I'm going to assume everybody's working the business right now. We got the opportunity and we see repeat business day after day after day. And here's what I mean. Number one reason for our building New Age is, let's call it social retail. You get paid over and over. Anytime there's a reorder. So I put in a customer, I put in a brand partner, and that brand partner goes back next month and orders, I get paid again. She goes back or he goes back next month and gets paid. I get paid again. And you go, well, that's just one. But what if I was willing to hustle during this time? What if I told you that inflation by the end of the year is going to be 12%? What if I told you the price of food is going to be crazy? What if I told you that there's lean times coming? Like, would you hustle now to collect your army, your sea of customers that will pay you over and over and over and over again for a sale you made months ago? One sale that pays you repeatedly. You don't have to go back to them and go, oh, Erica, I need to call you today because I just wanted to make sure you're going to place your auto ship. Have I ever called Erica to talk to her about her auto ship? No, but do I get paid on it? Yes. The answer is yes. So in social retail, which is what we're in, you get paid over and over and over anytime they order. So imagine if you're willing to hustle and build 100 clients out there. Or how about 1,000 clients? Or how about 10,000 clients? Like, what are you willing to hustle to get to prepare your future for something that when they reorder, you get the check. You get the check on a weekly basis. And that's the power that we're in. The second reason this is an amazing industry in New Age is the place to be is because of leverage. Let's assume this is not the case, but let's assume everybody on here is in my business today. Let's assume everybody's in my business. And let's assume that this week you go put one client in the business, customer, brand partner, let's just call them a client. You put somebody in, you're in my business. Did I do anything for that? No. Do I get paid on that? Yes, that's leverage. We always hear about it. And as long as I've been in the industry, I still need to be reminded. That the two reasons that our industry and our company is so powerful is, number one, it's social retail, meaning I sell something, every time they buy again, I'm going to get it for the life of it. It's like vending machines. It's like owning a vending machine business, except you have no overhead. You know what your overhead is? Hustle. You know what your second overhead is? Don't quit and work your butt off. Just hustle, work your butt off, don't quit. But you know what? The last 2 years, we're emotionally weak people. So guess what we do every other day? We quit. We get tired of we get tired of the people that are paying us residual income. We will build a customer base of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then like Bill Saling will get on my nerves and I'll quit on Bill. And it's like, why would you quit, Brent, on that paycheck? Bill is paying you to just work with him. He's paying you residually. Like I'm making money off sales that happened in 2010, 11. Real estate agents are not doing that. They got to go sell that next house and that next house and that next house and that next house. It's a great life, but it's not network marketing. It's not building new age. And so I don't mistake my passion for anger. I'm not angry. I want you to understand that what you got right now is worth fighting for. And down below me, right here in this office, sits a broker, a financial broker that is looking at me. I took him to lunch yesterday and he's saying, Brent, lean times are coming. People need to build their well before they're thirsty. Unfortunately, most people in society don't want to hear the truth. So they'll go like an ostrich and hide their head in the sand. And when tough times come, they'll go, holy crap, I didn't prepare. But then we're sitting here with new age and it's like, no. Now's the go time. What I got to do? Hustle. You got to hustle. You got to go get customers. You got to go get brand partners. Like if you will hustle now, your future self will thank you. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to do anything different. Just go hustle new age. Because here's why. I'm going to screen share. I pulled this up at an event. If you're not attending events, I'm going to call you emotionally weak because you're missing out. I put this up. Can you see this? Give me a thumbs up if you can see this. Okay. Okay. So I put this up. I took a picture of this. Chris Doyle put this up at an event I attended not too long ago. So why would you hustle this business? Why would you fight through the tough parts of this business? Why would you fight when people get on your nerves in this business? Here's why. How many of you, if you make at least $100 a month, put it in the comments of residual income? If you will. Like me, you might make way more. Just put me. You don't have to put how much. Like you can just fill it up in the chat. Like me, I do. Okay. I'm one of them. I'm not going to put it in the chat. I make $100 of residual a month. It's just like having $24,000 in your bank account drawing 5% interest. Now, go to your bank today, ask them what they charge, what they're going to pay you interest-wise on your money. You'll want to throw up. It's not 5%. But let's imagine that they do pay 5%. It's like having $24,000 in the bank. $100 a month of residual income. What about $500 a month of residual? It's like having $120,000 in the bank. What if you build this thing up over the next 3 to 5 years and you're making $5,000 a month in residual income? True residual income. And I want to tell you, you're not in a better company. You're in the best company for residual and stabilization. Trust me, I know comp plans, stable. You got it right here in our comp plan. You might not, you don't have to know all the nuances. Here's what you need to know. You're in a stable comp plan that draws residual income. You get to, over the next 3 to 5 years, $5,000 a month of residual income. 1.2 million in the bank is what it's like having. So I share that. I hope you take a screenshot of that when people tell you, no, you're crazy. Why are you doing that pyramid, that crazy thing? Like are you still doing that? How many of you have ever got, are you still doing that? Like I see people out all the time on the streets here in my office and they're like, are you still doing that, Lemieux? And I'm like, just a little bit. So I'm going to stop the share. Here's what I tell you. It's worth fighting for. It's hard to build Africa from scratch. Is it worth fighting for? Heck yes. It's hard to build the US market. It's hard to build your hometown. Is it worth doing weekly meetings to start getting your clients to come and purchase? You better believe it. You better believe it. Because what's happening is you're preparing for the future. And when you get 100 clients that reorder and you get paid again and again and again and again, like when people ask me, how much did you make off, Andrea Rosser? I'm like, I don't know. I'm still getting paid on it. like she's been in my business for 10 years. Okay. That was a great sale. So it's, you got to have that tough mind, that mental game to play here. And I tell you that to show you this. Has anybody got any Renew sticks? Okay. So one of the things, I don't know if he's on, one of the things I love about Todd Rowland is he just, people ask, who's got Renew stick? I got Elite sticks. I got an Elite stick. I've got a Zenoa Go Time Energy stick. I meant to get a Renew stick out of my car. But I'm going to get back to this because I'm going to give you something that you got a chance to dig your well before you're thirsty. And you go, you know what? Do you think outside of the box? We're going to call this outside of the box thinking. One of the things I love about Todd Rowland, and it's one of the reasons I admire his leadership skill, his building ability, is because if you were to watch him on a daily basis, he's just out doing it. What does that mean? He just does it. He drives to a meeting. He goes and does a party. He goes and does a Zoom. He connects two people together. Like he just is doing it. And you go, well, he's lucky. He makes a lot, millions of dollars. No. He does it when everybody else is tired of doing it. Therefore, when rocky times come in our world, guess who's already dug his well before he has. He has. But even he will take something like a belief builder like this and go, man, we really do have something special, because all that does is it builds his belief even more to go further and to do more and to drive more. So there's a lady that at her peak was making $3 to $4 million a month. Okay. I've actually talked about her on here, but recently she was interviewed and talked to, and I got to hear about it, that here's what was said. I just figure out ways to get paid, and I figure out ways to get my people paid, because we live in a world where people need to make money. They want it now. They want the money now. They want to get paid now. And she said, really what I'm searching for is just, I'm always out there trying to bring interest, like interest generator. If I can get people interested in what I got, then I can get them in as a customer, as a brand partner. And then I've built and then that one person buys again and again and again and again, and I get paid from that one sale. But I want to show you who's got the Renew stick. Come on. Since I didn't bring mine, you gotta lift it up for me. There we go. We got a lot of them. So we got all these bags, we got all these sticks, we got all this stuff. I'm not saying you got to do this. I'm just saying when you're sitting around going, man, I want to put clients in, I want to put customers in, I want to get paid. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of a thing called PayPal? Have you ever heard of a thing called Cash App? Have you ever heard of a thing called, come on, there's one more. Venmo, right? What if you just simply bought these and you went here, you want some mental clarity? You talk about having a headache. You're at the job site, right? Right. You got somebody next to you. You got a headache. Here, cash out me $5 and try this. Hey, you want this? You like it? Like social media? I'll send you 10 for $50. Cash out me, Venmo me, PayPal me. You go, Brent. That's old school. $3 million a month. She still does it. You know why? Because that person that this helps with their mental clarity for the day, guess what they become? A customer. And then guess what they end up buying? Vanali. And then they get on our shakes. And guess what she's getting paid every month after that? Residual income. It started with Cash App. It started with Venmo. It started with PayPal. It ended up with a lifelong customer, client, somebody that buys month over month over month. Is she hustling? Absolutely. You know, it's kind of like Renew. You buy it, Renew. Would somebody try it for send you $4 over Cash App? You figure the price. Absolutely. What happens if they have a better night's sleep? They want to get some more. Then you get them in as a customer. And then you upgrade them as a brand partner. And then 3 years later, they're still buying, but yet they've upped it even more in our product category. And you're getting paid month over month over month. Let me know if you're gathering value, because again, it's about belief. If you don't believe in what we got our hands on, then you're going to quit. You're going to roll your eyes. There's somebody on here rolling their eyes right now because your belief's terrible. And you know what? When a rainy day comes, you'll be praying for an opportunity. And you got one sitting here right in front of you. But my point being is, and I'm talking to myself, I'm not lecturing you, I'm talking to myself. Like, we got to get our belief of the highest, realize a storm is coming, and then go, I got to go hustle. I got to go build it. And I got to realize that when I'm emotionally sick of these people around me in my business, be smart enough to know that those are the people that are paying you month over month over month. And the reason you are not, you're like that is because you spent 2 years in hiding almost, where the world said, no, go in, sit in your house. Don't talk to nobody. Like, don't get around anyone. Like, just view them on Facebook. And it's like, so we've gotten conditioned to that. So I want to have some conversation, but I want to go through this. Okay. Let me stop right there. Is there anybody, maybe you can raise your hand, anybody that has built a pretty good residual business that would like to comment on what I just commented on? Like, if you're just getting started or you've never built a residual business, maybe, but is there anybody that would like to add to what I just talked about? Because the time's now to build this business, and we're doing it. I hear somebody.
I can't see. That's
Okay.
me. I
Go
cannot
ahead.
see if people have their hands
It's okay.
raised up, but I just think, like, to hear you talk about this is so crazy, and it's so timely, because it's where we all are today. That, like, I know I've gotten so soft. Like, I can't think of any other word for it, but I've gotten so soft because we did have, some things were hard for the last 2 years, but some things were really easy on us. And then when you go back out into the real world and you have to fight a little bit, it can get a little bit intimidating. So great lesson today. Thank you.
It absolutely. Andrea, thanks for sharing that, because here's what happens, and I'm going to turn to Betsy Waters. Here's what happens is you end up, have you ever been really gracious over some money that you received? Like, let's just say somebody, you did something for somebody and you received some money, and then you did it again, you received some money. But the first time you received it, like, you were in tears. Second time you received it, you felt a little tearish. But then the more you received money, you got less and less tearful. It just kind of became normal, like almost like you took it for granted until it's gone. So here's what I want to tell you. If we lead with love, if we lead with kindness, if we go out there and we're willing to hustle and we're willing to find opportunities, as crazy as it sounds to go, maybe I can't get them a box, but maybe I can get them one. I don't give it to them. They cash out me. I deal with the world of technology that people deal with every day. All of you know about Cash Out, Venmo, PayPal. Like, figure a way to get your coworkers. That's one of the simple ways. People in your congregation, you go, oh, would you do that? You're helping them. If they're not sleeping at night, give them a stick of Renew. If they're not, talk to them. And I'm not saying maybe you can get them in as a customer up front or a brand partner up front, but at the end of the day, don't let them get away without giving them some help. I see Betsy's hands up. Tad, you're unmuted. Did you have something you wanted to add? Coach Niblett. Okay, did.
Hey.
Hey.
No, I don't know. I didn't unmute, so I don't know why I don't know why that happened. I'm on lunch break right now, but for me, like listening to what you said, it's kind of I kind of take an opposite view on it because the last 2 years, and you know what I do for a living, similar to what you did before you got into this industry. Actually, for me, the 2 years that we were at home is really what motivated me about the beauty of this business, is being able to have time freedom and be at home and have time to do the things that you've always wanted to do and not be locked down to a 9-to-5 job. So my take on it's a little bit different from the 2 years where we were forced to be at home. That kind of really opened my eyes to the possibility of another way of making residual income in a way of freeing your time up. So
Now that's great perspective, Coach, because one thing you did, and I watched you do, is you built your well, like you started building it while you were at home, like mental preparation, understanding how powerful what we got is. Let me go over to Betsy. Betsy, I'm going to try to unmute you.
Yes, I'm unmuted. Yes,
Okay.
Thank you. So when you were talking about the word picture of the realtor and having to start all over again, I thought about the beauty of residual income. And this month, April, I celebrate 8 years with Limu, now New Age, thankfully. And I've been reflecting a lot about residual income, of how within 4 months, within the Limu experience, I went from sharing my car keys with our 2 teenage boys at the time to driving a paid for BMW. And it's paid in full today. I'm driving the streets of Colorado Springs in a paid for luxury vehicle thanks to this experience. And I thought about my history of 10 months in to building this business, hitting a 6-figure income. And then 3 months later, my team doubling me in volume to a senior officer with New Age title. And how I was able to stand on stage at an event and get a $10,000 bonus check and a $20,000 bonus check, equaling $30,000 in bonus money, which was the exact amount to the penny that our youngest son needed to start his college career at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, that's just like surreal for me as a pastor's wife, living on nonprofit income, to have a paid for vehicle and to have both of our boys go to college because of this opportunity. I mean, that's really the power of residual income in an extremely powerful and practical way. So I just wanted to share that, Coach.
No, thank you, Betsy, for that. And I was able to witness Betsy do this. And the fact that she speaks it out again is a reminder of how powerful it is. Because what a lot of people do in our industry is they get residual income, and sometimes they get, it's like they get to a place where you're appreciative of the past, you're appreciative of what you had, but it's kind of, what's the word I'm trying to think of, Robin? Maybe you can unmute, where you're just, again, you get used to. It goes back to what I said before. It's like you were appreciative when you got it, you're appreciative for a month, you're appreciative for 2 months, and then you start getting comfortable. Thanks, Erica. You start getting comfortable to it. And it's like, no, it's still here. It's still live. You can still grow it and you can still make it bigger. But if you get a lot of times, if you're comfortable, you look up and you're not hustling as much. You're not out finding ways to sell, so that the power is not to make $3 on this. The power is to sell it, turn it over into a client that turns into paying you a residual income, helping them, obviously, with their whatever problem they're going through, but then paying you for years to come. That's the power. So Robin, thanks Betsy for that and your comments. Robin, what about you?
You guys, this is so good. This is so good, Brent. Thank you. You know, I have had the massive blessing of this industry. And, you know, this morning I was listening to, I follow a gal who is one of the top income earners in a direct sales company that I started with, cosmetic company, when I was 19. So it's a long time ago. And I watched her, and it's cosmetics. So like, they don't have health products like we have. And it's okay. I love that company. I love that industry and all that, or that business. But what we have, especially in the what we've gone through recently, we've had a health crisis. Like the last couple of years, we've had a health crisis. And when I first started, I was really naive. I'm still naive in a lot of ways to what can be done here. So when you give those suggestions of, you know, taking one of those little pixie sticks and promoting it to somebody, that I never would think of that. Like, I don't think like that. And so I need this. I need you to help me with that. But I did take it for granted. And, you know, I was like, much like Betsy, we ran this business together, neck and neck. We ran together hard, and the money just came. I made more money than I've ever made in my life, not knowing that if I don't continue to hustle, that it could slow down a bit. Now, I do make an incredible residual income still. This is 7.5 years later. I'm still making money on the first bottle of Limu that I, you know, told somebody about. I'm still making money on Blue Frog, on all of those things. I'm completely grateful. But I didn't understand that, you know, it doesn't just keep coming forever and ever and ever. You know, you're going to drop off a few, you're going to gain a few, but the opportunity is really in every day when you can look for how to promote your business. So for instance, in my life, you know, I've had very good success selling just little things around the house that I don't use anymore on Facebook. And every person that comes to buy from my doorstep, you know, a set of glasses or a piece of furniture, I just get to know them, and I build with them, or I build my health products. I start talking to them about it, because every person, you know, has a health issue. If they don't have a health issue, they know somebody with a health issue. Every person, you know, has a financial issue and can use an extra couple $100 a month. And so what Brent is talking about is just seeding. You're seeding all the time. You're seeding. I don't care where I go, what I do. If I'm seeding my garden, and my garden is plentiful, you know, because there's always, you know, you plant, and then you fertilize, you water, you plant, you fertilize, you water. And then one day you're going to harvest. And those seeds that Brent's talking about is the little pixie stick, you know, doing the little pixie stick, telling people about it. You know, I don't give a lot of product away because I learned my lesson about that. But this idea of taking 5 elites. Now I've had some severe issues with depression, and it's not a fun thing, but Elite has saved my game. And so when I can share that with somebody who can't scrape their head off the pillow because they're so depressed, that changes my game, because then they're going to start looking at the other things that are now in their whole new age toolbox, their whole new age shopping cart, what's available to them. So this is so valuable. But I would encourage any of you that are very new, the possibilities here are so endless. Like there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling to what you can do. It's just a matter of how much are you willing to put out there and how hard are you willing to hustle? Because if you look at our economy and you look at what's going on, Brent's right. The interest rates stink when you put your money in the bank. In the early 80s, I remember I worked at a bank. They were paying 10.5% for a savings account. 10.5%. That isn't even heard of nowadays. We've got to dig that well. We've got to dig deep and keep digging. And your well is your new age business. And so I'm so grateful. Every day I'm grateful because sometimes I forget, oh yeah, I do have those auto ships that are coming in. I haven't really thanked that person in a very long time. I should go out and thank a couple of people today because that is my stockpile back here. And that is my future. And I don't ever want to take that for granted. So go out there and hustle it right now. Hustle it, make hustle your middle name. That's all I got to say.
Robin, awesome. Well put. And I challenge all of us. If you wanted to go, okay, give me an action item today. And I'm going to finish with this. But if you've got a group, or if you're by yourself, like if you don't have a group, then you are the group. Okay. So if you have a group or you don't, hey, Robin, will you mute? I think there might be a little feedback on my end. Okay. I'm sorry. So, think about a campaign. I'm just telling you to think outside of the box. So I'm going to use Erica, for example. Erica has people that are international and she has people in the US. Imagine if Erica put a strategy together and said, hey, we're going to keep this super simple, but do we have samples? Are these samples? Yes. Are the MXs in Africa samples? Yes, we can get samples. So what if we ran a strategy to where we're going to buy up some samples and we literally, like, one thing's for certain, you work with people, you go to work. I mean, so, and we're not saying, hey, give it to us. And hey, try this, sleep with this, go here, trust me, cash out me $2, whatever they use in an international place. Like, see what Stormy does, a lady that has had at her peak $3-4 million checks a month, is she's figuring out ways to get her people paid. Because what happens when they get paid? They get a cash out for $5 and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't have to dig a ditch for that $5. So they just got $5 and they're like, not only do they have $5, but they've got somebody that's going to try their product that could lead them to a customer, that could lead them to a brand partner. And it's a pipeline of follow-ups that you do from that. But here's leverage in our industry. If you get it, you go, Brent, that sounds such a great idea. I'm going to go do this. Do you have 2 people to do it with on your team? Do you have 100 people to do it with on your team? That's leverage. Quit doing things by yourself. Do it collectively with people because it creates leverage for you. Now, rather than you selling a stick, you got 100 people this week selling a stick, which brings you 100 new customers down the road, which brings you 50 new brand partners, all because you had a strategy of thinking outside of the box like an entrepreneur. Was it hard? Did you need to do a video on it? Did you need to write a new comp plan? No. You just did something that you did when you were a kid in high school. Me and Bill Saley sit down together at the lunchroom table, and Bill looked at me and said, I want that cookie on your plate. And I go, well, Bill, give me 50 cents and I'll give it to you. And Bill pulled out 50 cents out of his pocket and gave it to me, and I gave him a cookie. And guess what? That's how it's the same concept. It's the same concept. And when I heard her speak on this, I went, it's so simple, but yet sometimes we're figuring out how to do the hard, right? And so I want to leave you with this. That's just for me, to you, and somebody that has been blessed to earn millions of dollars in the industry. If I were you, I would at least put some thought into it of what you could do with your team on this simple practice and go put it into use. Because here's what's going to happen. They're going to make money, which is your number one asset, your people making money. I don't care what it is. Eric Worre says this all the time. If it's $1, it's excitement that will keep them around the campfire. Find ways to get your people paid. How quick is it to get paid on cash out? Instant. Instant. You just created instant excitement. What if you did that with 100 people if you have on your team? What if you did it with 5 people on your team? Excitement, energy creates more sales, which creates a bigger team, which creates more residual. There you go. So I would think of a way to put your team, work out a strategy. That's for you to figure out. But it was going to be something that after you do it, you're going to go, I created sales, I created excitement, I created people getting paid. And guess what? Now I have a bigger residual check because of it. The last thing I'm going to share with you is, are you truly a finisher? I think if I polled everybody on here, they would say yes. But see, over the last 2 years, I think we all, in a lot of ways, have become emotionally weak. And what I mean by emotionally weak is we might know this industry works, but we get told no, and we sull up for 2 days. Or one of our people in our business, we get sideways with a little bit. So you know what? I'm done with them. Well, they're paying you next month. Why are you done with them? Create the customer is always right mentality. Just like the old days. Customer's always right. Customer's always right. Why? Because that's your residual business. Are you a finisher? Have you ever noticed that most people talk a good game, but have little results? It's the tongue in their mouth, not the tongue on their shoes. Are you that person right now? They begin many things, but finish few things. They don't see it through. What about you? Are you a beginner? Are you a finisher? Do you start the business, the diet, the book, the course, and stop there? Or do you finish the task? Someone once said, stick to a task until it sticks to you. See, that's what network marketing has become for me. I've stuck with the task long enough that now it's stuck to me because I see the opportunity. I see what it's done in Andrea Rosser's life. I see what it's done in Bill and Susan Salen's life. If you ask them over the 20-something years they've been in it, like, what has it done? What about the people you've met? It's not just about the money. Are you in better shape, better health today than your peers? Stick to the task until it sticks to you. Beginners are many, but finishers are few. People don't finish. They don't have the I don't quit mindset. They don't have that about them. And they give up way too easy. The main reason so many people begin a task, but so few finish the task is because ideas are easy, but execution is hard. Be willing to do the hard things. That is what I want to leave you with today is be proud of what you're in, be proud of what you got your hands on. Understand that you're the few that have figured out that, man, this is something special. I can do a lot of different things, but what I got right here with networking and what I got with New Age is special. And I got to go hustle now because I know lean times are coming. And I couldn't go another week on the Chalk Talk without having this conversation with you, because with every fiber in me, and I'm a glass half full guy, not like doom and gloom, but with every fiber in me, I know by the end of Q4, by the end of the year, our world is going to be sitting at a place where it's not very positive in a financial situation. And we got a chance to do something about it and teach other people how to do something about it. And it might just be a strategy of this right here that ends up getting people involved, that creates a bigger clientele for you and more residuals for you. And it's up to you to figure out how. So the ball's in your court. Guys, thanks for being here today. Love you. I appreciate you. I hope you got some value from it. And I hope you feel the passion, not the anger in my voice. I'm not lecturing to you. I'm coaching myself because I'm just like you. I need my belief to continue to raise in this beautiful industry we got. So love you guys. Grateful for you.
That's why we
great
need
day.
each
Coach,
other.
great lesson.
Thank you, Brent.
Great lesson.
We need each other, you guys.
Thank you.
That was
Bye-bye.
so
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
So
Thank you,
incredible.
Coach, and
Thanks,
everyone who
Brent.
participated.
Thanks, Andrea.
Awesome.